Carl, how are you going to beat these guys?
Yeah, it's proven very difficult for all the teams this year. Credit to Steve. He's organised an excellent squad, and they've been playing some excellent football so far this year. So we know it's going to be a tough game, and we went close last time, and hopefully we can go that one step further this time.
Yeah, what did you take from that 2-2 draw?
Look, I thought it was one of the most exciting games so far this season. The intensity of that game for the whole 100 minutes was excellent, and I expect that again tomorrow. I think both teams will have a good crack, and hopefully we play some good football and manage to get the win.
Any players that have stood out to you in this Auckland FC side that are going to pose a bit of a threat to Adelaide?
I suppose the obvious ones is May and Mata. They've been quite good combination since they've been started playing together, so that's one combination we'll have to watch. And then just the midfield, how hard they work in the midfield as well. It's going to be really important how we move the ball to open up and give us an opportunity to score some goals.
Do you often stand next to your opposing coach a day before a big game?
No, I think this is the first time, but known Steve for a long time.
You played together?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So we've got a long history, and I think we're good friends as well off the pitch in all over that time. So look, I'm glad to see that he's doing getting success.
You've been in the league a long time. You've been around football a long time. What Auckland FC has done this season, has that surprised you?
I think it might have caught everyone by surprise, but as I said, Steve's a great operator, and he's put such a strong squad together. There's no real weakness in that, and I think that's what surprised maybe a few people, because they're all new players that haven't played much in the league before. So look, it's a credit to Steve and his coaching staff to organise them so well in such a short period, and it's a breath of fresh air for the league as well to see another new side that's come in and done the right things, getting good support, doing the right things by the community here in Auckland as well. So it's that's ticks a lot of boxes.
Steve, last time you guys played, it was such an exciting finish. You got a little bit excited near the end. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Of course I do. Like Carl said, it was a wonderful game. I copped a little bit of a stick from the people right behind me, but it was good banter. But I think what Carl said was right. It was two good teams trying to win that game, and I don't think it's going to be any different tomorrow. They're a very good team. Carl has got them going, playing really well. There's a lot of dangerous players that we have to be obviously careful of, and we're going to have to play really well to try and beat them.
If you win, you go, I think, 11 points clear. You're almost mirroring Liverpool. How important is it to have that sort of gap on the rest of the field?
Very important for us. Obviously, that's our aim to try and achieve that. But we're coming up against a very good opponent, and they're close by. They obviously want to close that gap. We're trying to extend it. So, we just got to do what we've been doing. I think work hard. I think it shows our team. If we work hard, we might get rewards and play really well with the football and be nice and attacking, and we see how we go tomorrow.
Carl, on the contrast to that, how important is it to keep that gap close between these two teams?
Yeah, it's important for us. This last 3 or 4 weeks we've been through, I suppose, not a good patch for us. So it's important that we get a response from the playing group tomorrow. As you said, I think if Auckland win tomorrow, they pretty much have won the Premier's plate. So it's important for us that we still have the aspirations to win that. So we're going to need to win tomorrow.
Have you worked it out, Steve? If you do win tomorrow, is the top spot secure?
No, I don't look at it that way. I think, even if it's 11 points clear, there's still 8 games. There's a lot of points left to play for. We don't want to get caught up in that. We just want to make sure that we, focus on every game. It's cliche, I know, but every game is, there's always something a little bit different. We're coming up against a team that's second, that want to close the gap. Next week will be a different game with Newcastle, who are on a really good run as well. So for us, it's just about taking each game at a time and trying to do our best each time.
Steve, what does it mean to hear Carl Carl, your mate, talk so highly of what you've done with Auckland FC.
Yeah, listen, it's not just myself. I know the team is looking really good, but Terry McFlynn, Doug Cors also. We put this team together as a group, and I can't take all the credit. I think the boys are playing really well. They're gelling nicely, but they're really enjoying their football, and they're working extremely hard for each other, and I love that.
You conceded late in that last game. You also scored late. Do you think you've improved on doing things a little bit better?
Well, that was a while ago actually when we played them. So we've had a few games since then. Obviously, last week was a fantastic match for us in the derby against Wellington. But we don't want to get carried away with that one. Obviously, we scored 6 goals, and we defended really well, and I thought we competed really well. So they're a better side than Wellington, and we have to respect them and make sure that we're up for it.
I think Auckland scored in the 99th minute of 7 minutes of stoppage time last time. Do you remember?
Yeah, I certainly do remember.
Was that curious?
Look, it's just the way it is, isn't it? I'm sure all coaches at times question some things, but at the end of the day, it's you just have to play, what's there, and we switched off, and they capitalised.
How important is the officiating tomorrow? We've seen some contentious issues crop up the last few weeks.
Oh, look, I think you get that right across the world in football. And, it's a game of opinions, and everyone has different opinions on that. So, I think the referees have done a good job so far this year. They let the games flow a lot more than what they have previously, and I think that's going to be important tomorrow, because I think it's going to be a keenly contested game tomorrow. So it's hopefully the referee allows the two teams to make the decisions that will influence the game.
Steve, what did you make of the league saying that Nando probably, or his tackle, if you call it that, deserved the red?
Yeah, listen, I got asked about that. I hadn't even watched that again, so I can't even really comment. But we've had other opportunities that the referees have got back to us and said this should have been a goal. I think even in the Adelaide game, we thought the first goal should have been disallowed with the foul on Callan Elliott. So,
swings and roundabouts.
It does. Yeah, you just got to, it wasn't given last week, and we move forward. We don't want to look back. We want to continue moving forward. But it does swing in roundabouts, and sometimes you get them, and sometimes you don't. So I think they've been doing a pretty good job at the moment.
Oh, the crowds have been immense here in Auckland, even as an away team. What does it mean playing in front of such an atmosphere? Yeah,
look, I think it just improves the spectacle when you've got such a big crowd. I suppose we're a little bit fortunate where we play at Cooper Stadium, that the stadium is fit for purpose for what we want. 12,000-13,000 in there. It's a full stadium, and the atmosphere is excellent, and it lifts the performances from the players. And I think you've seen that this year in Auckland. They've had great support. Last week the 27,000. The atmosphere watching that game was exciting as a neutral. As a supporter, when you come to these games and there's big crowds there and two good teams playing football, it's a very good spectacle, and I think that's what the A-League needs.
Carl, have you heard there's going to be a 15-metre Ferris wheel there tomorrow down one end of the pitch? Is that going to be a distraction at all to your players?
Yeah, we've got a few young players. They might want to go off and have a few rides, so we'll have to keep them focused.
I heard you're going on that Ferris wheel.
I am going on that Ferris wheel. How are the squad's looking? Anyone ruled out?
No, from me it's pretty much the same squad.
Yeah, look, we're down to sort of the last fit players in the club, because we've got quite a few away with the national junior national team, and we've got a couple of injuries now as well. So, but we've got a good squad still, and hopefully the players that are selected for tomorrow will get the job done for us.
Thanks, mate.
I'll just read over. We've just got some questions from home for Carl. Reflection from the West United game. What went wrong, and how did you reflect on the performance?
Yeah, look, it was mostly one of our worst performances of the year last week, but we made a few mistakes and we got punished. And we didn't really create anything last week, so it's I suppose it was a wake-up sign to the playing group. As I said, we haven't had a great month, the last month, so we'll forget about that. We had a look at that earlier in the week, and now it's just our focus is tomorrow and playing well against Auckland.
And what has the response been from the players this week?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, we've managed to come here a couple of days earlier than what we normally would for an away game. And when you're away with the team, you sort of can develop those bonds a little bit closer. You know, the boys have been around each other a lot more. So hopefully we can, as I said, get back to where we were earlier in the season.
Yeah, and the first time in Auckland for the team, what's the mood been like?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, the hospitality here has been excellent. The hotel's been good, and the weather's been excellent. So, you know, we've really enjoyed it here, and we're looking forward to a great game tomorrow.
And just a side note, just a word on the 6 SA boys who reached the Asian Cup final, and if the team will be watching together on Saturday night. Yeah,
most definitely be watching. You know, I think it's great to see young Australian players doing well. It's been a while since we've had a successful young underage national team, and it's really important that they have success for future Socceroos as well. And you know, I know Australian football has taken a few knocks of recently because we haven't been performing, and it's great to see now that we've got a side that is performing and some good young players coming through.